Thank you very much, guys. And all right, now today we are discussing about open source intelligence, and especially for infosec professionals or information security professionals. My name is Abdul Mateen. I work in information security. I work in Blue Team to be specific. I'm working in banking industry. If about me moving ahead, let me tell you what. All right, coming back to the agenda, what exactly are we discussing today, and what's happening in the webinar today? There are just three things, right? The very first thing is what exactly is open source intelligence, especially in context of information security, and why open source intelligence is required for specifically security professionals, and what does it have to cater for infosec professionals, and where do I get started in the first place? We're like, okay, it's there, it's there. Where do I begin with? I'll help you understand all these things. Now, when Donald Trump was running for the presidential election, or when he was nominated, there were many people with him, against him. Now, I'm not trying to be political here. I'm trying to prove a open source intelligence point here. The image which you see on your left hand side, "He will not divide us," is a flag which was put up in some plain field in some place in the United States where nobody could reach. Now, this flag was put up by a famous actor called as Shia LaBeouf. Just in case if you guys don't know who he is the actor who drives Bumblebee in Transformers. Now, everyone knows Transformer movie, correct? Nobody knows? Yes, Santosh, you know. Couple more, right? The guy who drives the Bumblebee car, the yellow color car, is the guy who put up this flag because of his political opinions. And he posted this on his Twitter saying that unknown location. Now, people on the internet got curious about it and they wanted to search where exactly this flag is. And they brought down the flag based on the searches they did online, based on the media they collected online, using all the open source, openly available information. Now, how much time do you think it would have took for people to? Okay, the next slide or the next image which you see next to the flag, a black color image with a red something in that. It was the flag was taken down and something, the red color hat, and it's basically "Make America Great Again" flag hat, and some T-shirt which was holding pro Trump information was posted on the flag post. How much time do you think people would have took from going with "He will not divide us" flag to this "Make America Great Again" hat? They did it by analyzing the, okay, this guy had also put a mic next to it. He was actually live streaming the flag. First, he posted a picture of this on the internet on his Twitter handle, and then he was live posting the audio video feed of it. Now, people started analyzing the planes passing by. People started analyzing the weather. People started analyzing the wind source. People started analyzing the background noises. There was one, the main key how they found out was there was a sound of a frog in the background, which is known to be found in only certain parts of United States of America. These guys went on to so extreme extent and brought down the flag. I'm not talking about the political view here. I'm talking about the open source data, how people collect. With just one image and audio and video feed, people went on to find the exact location where the flag is hosted, and they brought down. Okay. Now, how do people do that? Where do they get information from? What exactly happens? Right? Now, this was example of open source intelligence. What what do you think by open source intelligence? Any message in the chat box? Anything? The the term open source intelligence is a combination of two terms, open source and intelligence. What I mean by that is you draw some intelligence based on the information available openly. Now, Santosh, you said information from social media. Yes, I do agree. But the information collected from social media is just part of social open source intelligence. Now, what happens is in 1950s, 1940s, U.S. military and many military organizations, they started gathering information from everything and anything possible: newspapers, articles, magazines, talking to people. They went on an extent to go and meet people in person. Now, in today's world, what happens is the moment you want to search something, you go on to Google. You hit Google, you start searching. Now, when you start searching, you get bunch of results. Now, based on those results, you draw some conclusions. When you draw these conclusions are called as the intelligence gathered based on the data available openly. That's where the term open source intelligence comes into picture. Since pretty much everyone's life is online these days, most of the open source intelligence is done online in the browser. There are situations where you go read the articles, you go read the newspaper articles, magazine articles, you talk to people, you observe people. That's where this online stalking comes into picture. Yes, I see a user Ray saying information that is available from various sources, including internet, but also including paper. Yes, yes, deeply freely available. Todd, you just summarized my slide in just a couple of messages. But yeah, uh, in some cases, the people who do open source intelligence go on and extend to buy services from many people. For example, if I find some open source intelligence which is highly confidential, I will put it on sale. Right. So all these things happen. The people who perform OSINT do this. And not only internet, not only talking to people, you also draw some conclusions based on multiple pointers you get. All right. And there are multiple types of open source intelligences. Now, if let's say I have Todd here, I ask Todd, what is your full name? He says, Ray Todd. Where are you from? Let's say he says, I'm from Canada. Okay, I know Todd is from Canada and his full name is Ray Todd. I talk to him for 5 more minutes. I say, how's life going on? He says, no, yesterday on the weekend, I was at the bar. Now I know Todd goes to the bar. Todd, I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just creating a hypothetical situation here. Please tell me to stop in the chat box if you do not want me to use you as a, I wouldn't say a test bed, but yeah, just for the sake of example. All right. And I talk to Todd. Now, this is active reconnaissance, or I would say active intelligence gathering. Next, I have passive. Now, I just know Todd's full name, or I would say my full name is Abdul Mateen. All right, yeah, thank you very much. It's okay. You're okay with that. So what I would do is I would go on. His name is Ray Todd. I would have spoken to him. I would just say, okay, Ray Todd. His full name is Ray Todd. I go hit LinkedIn. I Google it. In case if I know his nationality, I'll narrow down. Now, every time I'm searching about Todd on the internet, Todd is unaware of this. This is called passive intelligence, or passive information gathering, or passive open source intelligence, right? And then I have semi-active. Now, in case of semi-active is same as me stalking Todd online, all right, and also buying information about Todd from third-party services. So this is semi-active. Now, okay, there are active people. If I'm talking to Todd, Todd might get suspicious. Why is he asking so many questions? Right. Next, he might start hiding himself. And then in the passive area, he doesn't know if I'm spying on him, or I'm stalking him, and or I'm collecting information about him and gathering intelligence based on what he is doing, where he is doing, and where is he lately. Right. And I might go ahead and buy some information about him. Now, all this, how does it tie back to information security? How does it tie back to information security? Any idea? Anybody? Do you have any comment on this? How does all these things tie back to information security? Now, when I say information security, it might be information security of individual or of an organization. How do you think it ties back? Just to give you a heads up, it's already on the slide. Thank you very much, Santosh. This point is coming up in the next slides. Any other? It may give leverage. Dot says the user PK says while performing pen test, we used to use it. Perfect. Any more answers? All right, no problem. Now, as the user PK said, Todd said, it depends on what intent you carry when you're gathering the information. Now, if I have offensive intent, I might harm the individual or I might harm the uh, institution or organization. If I have a good intent, I might use that information to defense, right? It solely depends on what you're using the information you gather for, right? As I said here, as I've written here, offensive is used for gathering information to attack the target. Or in case of defense, I'm using all the available information on the internet, which is inevitable. I cannot change it. I cannot deny it. I use that information readily available to me and make myself aware that people might come via this way, and I have to protect these angles of my security. All right. And what exactly happens if my data is available on the internet? What would happen? As you guys said, you might get social engineered. For example, let's say a person works in some organization. Let's say I work in Tesla.com and I post, people see my LinkedIn. People see my LinkedIn and people see that, I work at Tesla. They go on and extend to search things, how people are, what is the email creation format of Tesla. They will spray. Have you ever seen an email which came your way out of nowhere? A potential phishing email? Yes. You were like uh, nowhere into the scene, and all of a sudden you get a phishing email. How is that even possible? It's just a part of guess. Because yes, now the user P cases every day we get. How do they get? It's all about the information they have collected about your organization outside from the internet, and they start guessing it, right? For example, let's say I go to I go to a conference where I hand out my business card, and they find that abdul.mateen at tesla.com. Now they know that Tesla uses this naming convention of first name dot last name at tesla.com. Now they go on, search on internet, search on LinkedIn who is working with Tesla. They collect bunch of emails, they start spraying it. So it's the information is openly available. It's all about connecting the dots. That's where the term intelligence comes into picture. Now next is denial of service. If I if I know Tesla uses at the rate tesla.com to I mean, like if I say Tesla uses tesla.com as the email domain for internal employees as well, I would go on the internet and search for all the Whois information on what IP it is hosted. I'll show you in a while how I can get everything about an organization or any domain. Now, if I know the exchange servers, if I know on which server it is hosted, I might go put on the denial of service. In short, it is sending more than what a server can accept, sending more requests than what a server could accept. Next is password brute force attempts. If I know these are the usernames and this is the portal they used to log in, uh, collected via multiple resources, I might go on and try a brute force attempt wherein I try one and up passwords one after another. And as I've told, if I find a Whois information about a target, I can go start infiltrating it by sending malicious connections to the target server and many as such. Identity theft is also a result of open source intelligence. What I mean by that is, have you guys ever received a call or an email where the party on the other side impersonated to be from your bank, like actually your bank? Yes, right. For example, if I have an account in Chase, I might receive a call stating that, hi, this is your accounting manager from Chase. How do they know that? There might be some compromise at either at Chase level, or I might have given out some information on the internet which indicated that I am from Chase Bank. I have an account in Chase Bank. Have you guys ever seen people posting pictures of their credit cards on internet? No, I have seen information about credit cards on the internet. When they get a credit card, they say, "Okay, this is my new credit card." They put on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. Some people have gone on an extent to post pictures of their credit cards on both the sides. Now, maybe Todd can resonate with this. US does not have this policy of one-time password when you're doing a transactions. Now, imagine your details of your credit card is on the internet, and it does not require one-time password in most of the cases. Do you think your amount is safe if your credit card's pictures are in wrong hand? I'm presuming that everybody agrees that my data is not safe, right? So that's where this data theft also comes in. Your identity theft is basically uh, someone impersonating you, or based on the information they have gathered online about you, they call you portraying to be somebody else. All these are results of OSINT. What happens if you start giving up too much information and people start collecting about it? All right. And what exactly is all this has to do with information security? Why? Why do I have to bother about this? Why do I have to bother about someone posting about their organization, someone posting about where they are, someone posting about their handing over their email addresses, and their email addresses in the business cards they hand over to at a business meet? What has it got all to do with information security? It has got to do with a lot of things. How many people here are actually from information security? Right, we have 18 people in the meeting, at least 10 I should be there. And thank you very much, Santosh, the user PK, and the user P for being extremely active, and Todd as well. All right, control testing, control testing. Aruna AYE, all right, that's good. I see pretty much almost 50% of the crowd is, based on the replies I have received, 50% of the crowd is from information security. Now, I asked this question to ask you another question. Who here knows about MITRE ATT&CK framework? Say me. All right. Now, MITRE ATT&CK framework, in short, is a framework which says how the attackers might attack, or how the attackers are known to attack. And these are the stages, hypothetical stages. They are not the defined stages or exact stages how an attacker would attempt or attack you. These MITRE is an organization owned by government, US government, and they have put out a framework called as ATT&CK, which basically says adversarial tactics, techniques, and common knowledge about the adversaries. All right. Now, open source, and they have certain stages. There's a stage called as reconnaissance. Reconnaissance and open source intelligence are synonymous with each other. Now, if we see the reconnaissance stage of MITRE ATT&CK framework, it has got a lot to do with it. Is this slide clearly visible to everybody? Presuming yes. Now, okay. Now how to zoom this? All right, zoom it. Not sure how exactly to be zoom. Not sure how exactly to zoom it, but yeah, I will give you the screenshot. Maybe you can see it later. Maybe if I maximize, is it visible now? Is it? Is it good now? Yes, better. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Now, if you see here in this, they have split the reconnaissance stage into multiple factors again. Now, searching information about the target uh, based on scanning the IPs. So for example, if you have a domain, then you go on doing a reverse lookup on the domain DNS, and then you start the IP and you scan the entire subnet. All right. And then you gather the information about the target, the DNS they have, the IP address they are hosted on. Network topology and all comes in a different stage. But yeah, if you see here, I have the email. I can get the email addresses of the target. I can get the employee names of the target. All right. And then I can go ahead and spearfish them. If you see on your left hand side, second one from below, I can spearfish them. What spearphishing is, if I say, if I have abdul.mateen at tesla.com, someone can send a crafted email only to me based on the information they have collected about me online. For example, if I'm a dog lover, they would send out pictures of cute dogs to me and say, this dog is on sale, please use this link. The moment I use the link or click the link, there might be some malware installed in the background. Okay, all these things can happen. And yeah, spearphishing an attachment, a link, or spearphishing service, I can say this is the service where you can go buy your dogs, food is good for the dog on this site and whatnot. And I can search what CDNs is my organization using, what is the information about whatever organization I work for, and the social media presence of me. All these things happen. Now, enough me talking. I would actually like to show you a demo. But yeah, how exactly do I get started with all this? Right now, I see the user PK sent OSINTFramework.com. Now, the website, it's a website which has basically, it's, I think it's created by Mike Basil, one of the good guy in the open source and intelligence community. He has put up a framework which has a lot of details on how to navigate your way towards finding a lot of other details. If you see here, this is the website. Everybody is open to go see this. Okay. Now, for example, if I want to, let's say, if I want to search people, I can go search people from this. Sorry. These are the websites, or these are the services which will give you information about somebody. Let's say I go to, okay, there's a thing called as findmypast.com. That's right. Okay. I say Elon. No, again, yeah, I'm not trying to fool around somebody. If I hit this, it'll give me a bunch of results. Imagine my target is one among this. And yeah, the most important thing about open source intelligence is few websites or few guys, they will need you to pay something. Sometimes they would give you half information. Now in this case, they say, it requires so much, it has found so many results, but yeah, we have to pay them or log in or whatnot. And the most important thing about open source intelligence is that you have to learn the technique, not the tool. How many of you agree with that? Yeah. The whole idea is, for example, let's say, what is this website, findmypast.com. Now this guy is up to date, this website is up to date. Tomorrow they might do something offensive, and the authorities might get in and say, okay boss, shut down your business, go home. Right, you have to be mindful. When you are doing open source intelligence, you should solely concentrate, or when you're starting out, you should solely concentrate on the skills rather than the tools. Now, I learned this hard way because I had a couple of sites which I used to collect information from for legal purposes. And eventually these sites were shut down and I had no other way to go to look for the information. Had I learned the methodology, it would have been great to me. Okay. And there are multiple other things. For example, let's say public records. Now, if I want to search public records about any, I don't know, there's some German website. Okay, let me see if I have any public record for the user Elon Musk. No user, no data. For my name, no, they do not have any data. And similarly, you can search multiple sites. You can actually visit this. I will, let me post. Okay, the user PK has posted this in the chat box. You can go ahead and read about it, and you can actually experiment with it. Now, the best tip for starting out in open source intelligence and to understand things at a better level is to go ahead and do a search about yourself. All right. The whole idea is to go ahead and open source intelligence yourself. Go ahead and write up the user Abdul Mateen, there's some prints, but if I say Abdul Mateen, I don't know, information security, please don't go ahead and open source intelligence me. But yeah, if you see here, the very first thing comes up is my page. Now, since I'm logged into LinkedIn, it'll automatically show this. But yeah, and the most important part is I have seen this common thing with all my seniors. The moment they search something, they hit images. Now, images gives you a lot of details. For example, here, I can just go ahead and give you a few pointers here. If you see here, it's already up me presenting this particular webinar. It is also showing my past webinar. All right, and it might show some other things about me which I do not want to showcase on the record. But yeah, and any other thing, yeah. Now, few pointers will come back about me. In this case, it's not there, but yeah. So this is how you can find some more information, and okay. And then what to do is when you are on Twitter, you go ahead and search for people who are well known. But just to give you some pointers, I would say follow a couple of guys I'll show you, which will help you understand more things, especially these two people, the OSINT techniques. This guy has written an amazing book, and the OSINT Curious project. Just for your help, I will put it in the chat box in case you need it. Okay. And the most important thing, as I said earlier about open source intelligence, is about getting hook of the idea or the methodology rather than practicing the tools. All right. And as I said earlier, OSINT yourself, I cannot express enough how many things you will learn. You will learn things which you didn't know that it existed about you on the internet. All right. And community branches, for example, there are a lot of open source intelligence handles on Discord server. I do not want to point them out on record. You can go ahead and search about yourself. And yeah, the organization RAD, this is a popular research organization. They put up a report about open source intelligence. You can read about it on, you can read the paper, and I am 100% sure that you will be enlightened with information which you thought would never exist. All right. And yeah, this important tool I wanted to give you, and I would close by a couple of examples. Now, this is a tool, or this is a website which hosts every possible open source intelligence uh, website, or a place which will give you loads and loads of information. All right. There are some challenges, and there are some places where you can get more information about many people. And to be just to give you an example of it, let me, yeah, we just saw OSINT framework. This is a framework which we saw earlier, and they have, I wanted to show you another tool which goes as Intel X tools. Now, this is one amazing tool. It gives you lots and lots of information. I searched something, um, let's say Tesla. Let me search from every possible search engine. It did open multiple tabs, but yeah, if I select all. Now, who believes that Google will give you all the results? Please say yes. Who believes Google is the only place you will find all the results? The user P, I will address your question. Okay, no answer, no problem at all. Now, Google will not give you all the answers. It might give you most of the answers, but it will not give you all the answers. The whole idea to say this is that you have to always look for multiple resources. You have to always look for multiple pointers and then come to a conclusion. You have open source data. The intelligence you draw without from that, it solely depends on you and it comes by practice. All right. And we were talking about the start me, right? For some reason here. Yes, there are multiple. There is a guy called as, and I, okay, what about that? Yeah. If you see this particular spreadsheet, it's put up by a well-known open source intelligence organization called as Bellingcat. Now, this will have lot of links or lot of tips for you guys to take away from. And if you see here, this is basically the open source intelligence on people, for example, phone number, email, username, and on all those things. This page has all the satellite data, maps, and all the things. How do you do a research on maps, satellites? How do you see a street view and whatnot? And this is all about aviation. Now, is anyone aware of where is Elon Musk's private jet at this point of time? Has anyone heard about this news? A no would also do. Okay. Now there is a website. Okay, sorry. There's a website called as Flight Radar. What Flight Radar does is it tracks each and every aircraft which is flying in certain locations because they do not have permissions to track the aircraft in some other location. Okay. Okay, no problem. Now, for example, I can search. I forgot the search here. Okay, if I say allow my location, I know I'm giving out my location and it is contradictory to what I'm saying here. But just to showcase. Now, if I see at this point of time, I'm in Dubai, and what are the aircrafts landed or moving, going in landed in Dubai International Airport and which is taking off. You see, KAC675 is taking off. KAC675. What exactly is this aircraft? It is coming from Kuwait to Dubai. You can see this exactly happening. It's landing now. All right. And this aircraft is taking off. FTB is going from Dubai to Belgium. Okay. Not Belgium. I don't know what place this is. Belgrade. Okay. Now, a guy on, since this is openly available, guys, I just logged in. I did not do anything. I haven't even logged in. It is just a normal Google search to the website. Now, they do this based on ADSB and whatnot. There's this whole different technology behind it. But a guy, what he did was Elon Musk's, he picked up Elon Musk's aircraft number. And just to keep you guys posted, every aircraft will have a unique number which can be tracked online, just like I did KA something and PD something, right? Now, Elon Musk private jet, this guy created a Twitter bot based on the information he collected from flight radar, and he created a Twitter bot. Every time his flight is seen somewhere, we can see where exactly he is headed to. Private jet Twitter. See, there's a Twitter handle called as Elon Jet. Now, if you see here, this is his private jet number. Just to keep you guys posted, this is what Elon Musk's private jet looks like. All right. Now, if you see here, on April 17th, the bot posted, plane just got into Austin a bit ago from Brownsville. Okay, the PIA code was disabled.
After the flight radar, you was explaining about the Elon Musk
Okay.
plate number. We cannot see. Can you just 2 minutes back? Then we can.
All right, yeah. I was saying that the user created. You guys did not see the Dubai takeoff and landing flights as well.
Yeah, we saw that actually.
Okay, okay. Now, as I was saying, uh, you can pick up all the open source available information and you can automate it. So there's a guy who did this. No, okay, this guy has tactfully put up image. How exactly is he doing? Okay, now ADSB is automatic data some exchange band, which is used especially by aircrafts. Now this guy is tracking all the signals sent by this, and these are raw signals. They are not encrypted. Due to the design of aircrafts, this has been there since 1960s or 70s. Okay, and this guy has been tracking every time Elon Musk's aircraft sends out this ADSB signal, they track it. ADSB exchange website tracks it. Now this guy has automated the process of monitoring that change and creating a tweet about it and posting it. If you see here, he was somewhere in Seattle. The tweet says took off from Seattle, Washington, US, landed in Seattle 25 minutes ago, took off from Vancouver, British Columbia, landed in Vancouver. All right. Now imagine this is okay. Now imagine all this happening about your CEO, your organization, about, for example, let's say whois.com. Now, when I visit whois.com and just search Tesla, I know I'm picking on Tesla, but yeah, it's okay because they have given their details on bug crowd to search about them or report any flaw. Now, I know that Tesla.com was registered in 1992. It will expire in September, October, November, sorry. No, it will expire on November 2nd. It was last updated on 2020. And these are their name servers. These are the DNS servers which hold IP address of Tesla.com. And this is its location. Now, in case of Tesla, we know that it's common, everybody knows. Now, imagine some website or some business, small business. For example, let's say your business is of 1,000 employees. Nobody knows about it. And a simple who is about your website will give a lot of details here, right? And in some cases, no, obviously, Tesla has gone ahead one extra mile and gone ahead extra step and mask their data on all this. And yeah, you can email whois.com and say, boss, please take down my information, take down so and so information, I do not want this to be online. You can do that. But if you haven't done it, you're all, I have seen personal phone numbers of people in this area. Is my screen visible to you guys?
Yeah, we can see it now.
All right, yeah, thank you very much. Now, people have posted their when they are creating, for example, if you give your personal email address and phone number on GoDaddy, for example, if you're creating your domain name. Now, GoDaddy broadcasts that there is a whole another internet infrastructure terminology which goes in behind, and GoDaddy posts it online about it. And websites like whois.com will pick up that. All right. And let's say there is a website called as dnsdumpster.com. I say tesla.com. Now, see, now I know Tesla is based of US. Okay, they have 6 hosts here, and these are the DNS servers they have, this is the IP address of their DNS servers, and they have Akamai's DNS server. Now imagine I know that Tesla has a Akamai server, and I know a IT engineer whose name I have picked up from LinkedIn of Tesla. I call him, I say, I am from Akamai, there is some problem in the DNS. I would like to change the records. If this record gets changed to some malicious IP address, everyone visiting tesla.com, everyone asking for tesla.com's IP address will be given some malicious IP address, and they might land onto some malicious website, right? You get the idea where I'm getting with this. And it shows you what are the text records and what are the domains, some subdomains they use, and what many see. If you see here, they have something called as marketing.tesla.com, monitoring.tesla.com. I don't know what exactly they monitor. Okay, maybe it's not accessible from this location or some other details. Okay, and they have some xmail at tesla.com. I don't know what exactly xmail is. They have some xmail service. All right, just like Microsoft Exchange. Okay, they have something comparison. So you get all this data and you start putting everything together. Now if you see here, this is a huge image which has basically put everything in mind map format. So they have all the mail exchange records are listed here, their DNS records are listed here, all their A records, in short, the basic domains, what all they have. They have something called as VPN 1tesla.com, shop.eu specifically for Europe, and they have something PTR 114144. Now, when all this information is out there, when Tesla has put up all this information outside, what Tesla would do is Tesla would make sure that all these information, though it is available online, but it is secured when someone is accessing it. They would have implemented strict access controls on the servers, right? Now when you're doing it from offensive perspective, you might go ahead and target this and try exploiting it. When you're looking at this information or searching about your organization's information or your employees information, you might work towards patching them, right? You get the idea of what I'm trying to say. In short, as I mentioned earlier, it solely depends on your intent. It depends on your whether you're collecting the information to attack someone or you're collecting the information to defend someone. All right. And with that, I am close to the end. If I